Are you maximizing the potential of your main product image to drive clicks on Amazon? In this video, you will learn how to make sure you have the best performing main image by doing A/B tests and boost your click-through rate. All of this can be easily done using PickFu. If you want to try this quite innovative software for A/B testing your images, you'll find the special offer and the link below in the description.
Hello, John. I'm really excited to welcome you to the Orange Click YouTube channel for the first time to talk about a very interesting topic regarding main images for Amazon sellers and how Amazon sellers could actually improve their click-through rate through doing some data validation. So as always, we usually start with the introduction of the speaker. So John, could you tell us a little bit about your background and also give us a brief overview of how PickFu is helping Amazon sellers to succeed?
Yeah, totally. Thanks for having me. My name is John Aspinall. I'm a brand evangelist for PickFu. I've been in e-commerce probably pushing about 18 years now. So I've worked with everything from Amazon brands, Amazon sellers, Amazon agencies. I've run the whole gamut. So me working in the software tool side of things is a breath of fresh air for sure. I consider my specialty or my expertise with giving some subject matter expert knowledge on CTR, merchandising, and creative. If you have any PPC questions, that's not for me. PPC makes my head hurt. So for me, I really understand the dynamics, things like color psychology, which is a real thing, believe it or not, when shopping on Amazon, and overall merchandising and showing people the value props and understanding that it's benefits over features. People really don't care about features too much. They really want to know how it's going to benefit them and aid in their life and make their life better and all that kind of good stuff. So with PickFu, it's testing. I tell people all the time, there's 3 stages of testing. There's pre-launch testing, there's during launch, during product selling testing, and there's even post-launch testing, right? So understanding those 3 avenues and when they're the most important as to why and how you can pivot, because Amazon is not set it and forget it, right? So you can't just take a plain white image, put it out there amongst a sea of all these other similar products and expect to make money. You know, maybe that worked back in 2013, right? But in 2024 and onward, super savvy people are out there. You have international people selling direct to Amazon, and you used to be able to compete on brand alone and not price, but now you're having to double and triple down on all of these things. So I really like to show people how to make more without spending more. And PickFu is an awesome tool to show you the data in that, because if you're not making data-driven decisions, you're really just guessing, right? So for me, like, I can say, I think this image works better. You could say this image works better. And then do I listen to me? Do I listen to you? Or do I listen to actual consumers that are going to tell me and you what the best way to go is, right?
And unfortunately, I think that among many in-house teams, the conversation still is, I think blue works best rather than actually having any kind of like data points to prove whose opinion is actually the best. And yeah, I'm super excited to have you here. I always love interviewing people who are very passionate about like certain topics. So knowing that you prepared a presentation for us today to kind of go through a few fundamentals, but then I also know that you're actually going to go through some cases with us live to kind of give your comments. So I think it's a very good video that we're doing today right now, and I think we're ready. Let's go straight to your presentation. And just a reminder for the viewers who are watching us later on YouTube, if you have any questions about anything John mentions today, then leave your questions as comments below in the video as well, and we can invite John to come back later to the video to answer those.
Yeah, don't be shy. Drop a comment. I know lots of people sometimes when I've done YouTube stuff before or any sort of webinars, they're always kind of like gun shy about like leaving comments. Leave the comments and get the answers. You want to be able to don't have that, oh man, I should have asked this question moment, and then you launched a product on Amazon. Ask, we're here. All right, guys, so we're talking main image CTR on Amazon with data validation today, data-driven decisions. Don't listen to your neighbor. Don't listen to your coworker. Don't listen. These people will just tell you anything and everything just to either keep you happy, make you happy, or give you wrong info. So we're really adamant on getting data-driven decisions. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about why is CTR important? What is a good hero image? Why must you A/B split test, among other things? When should you test? And then how can you do all this? So first thing is, why is CTR important? Click-through rate. Click-through rate is probably one of the most important things on Amazon. And this is a very polarizing topic, Lizette, because a lot of people think, yeah, if you have a high click-through rate, but not a high conversion rate, that's not good. Well, yeah, it all starts with the click, as I said here, right? So you can have the very best product, you can have the very best A+ content, you could have all this stuff good, but if no one's going to click on it, no one's going to see it. So CTR stands for click-through rate, a metric that measures the number of clicks on their ads or organic per number of impressions. So you'll see here, we have just an example of a SERP, a search engine result page. It's crowded, right? I pulled the example up here of some ice cream scoops. Lizette, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I want to say chocolates, probably. Kind of boring, but chocolate.
Chocolate's never boring. So if you would say mint chocolate chip, I would have said, I'm ending this right now because mint does not belong in ice cream. But you can see here, there's a lot of stuff when you're in the ice cream scoop space that, how do I decide, right? Do I like the stainless steel? You know, I see some stuff with ice cream. I see some stuff with a bowl. I see some stuff with tags. It's very, very busy. So this is why your main hero image is super important on Amazon, because wherever people's attention goes, that's where they're going to click. And, you know, it all starts with the click, right? So what is a good hero image? Like ClickFest 2024, we want all the clicks. So a good hero image is, it's going to give your brand's first impression, right? So if I take a little snapshot here of that SERP, so you see some examples that we show here. So this one shows ice cream scoops. This one shows a label tag with color variations. This one showing a larger kind of ice cream sundae. This one showing a little bit of a smaller tag. So why are these important? Because it's like doing a speed limit of 30 miles an hour, right? You don't want to do 50 miles an hour in a 30 because you're going to get pulled over and you're going to be breaking the law. But a lot of these guys, what they're doing is 32 miles an hour, right? Where they're going over the speed limit, they're bending the rules a little bit, but they're not going to get pulled over. And you could see a lot of this on Amazon because technically terms of service says you can't do this kind of stuff, but these guys are doing 7,000 plus a month and it's no issue, right? So if you're enhancing the customer experience, it's almost never going to be a problem in Amazon, with the exception of some categories. You can't really do that in shoes and apparel and that kind of stuff. Those are a little bit kind of categories you don't want to do that in. But you could see here, let me ask you, Lizette, which one of these would compel you to click on? Which one of these do you like the most that you would click on?
To be honest, probably the first one, because I like how I'm able to very clearly and quickly see the product itself, but then kind of the ice cream gives a little bit of like context to the product itself, because I think the second and the fourth one are a little bit somehow messy for my eyes. So I kind of, would look through them.
So for me, I'm a little bit biased because I know what's going to happen. But for me, I always like, and what a lot of people are doing now is this label tag. This is never going to come. I don't want to say never because some brands might surprise me. But for the most part, this is a post edit. The reason why they're doing this is because they're putting a CTR word here, professional ice cream scoop. This doesn't say that, but you know it's an ice cream scoop. But what they're doing is they're reinforcing what it is. But the even better thing is this is not a category where you can have variations, color variations below it. So they're taking advantage of the tag to show the color variations. Because if they didn't have this here, I would never know that they have a pink, a blue, an orange, a white, any of those options. So it's super important to do something like this. So let me show you why. This or that, why are we A/B split testing? So as you can see, right, when shopping on Amazon, which would you prefer? Guys went with this. We ran the data on about 50 panelists, and they picked this one. So I don't have the exact kind of breakdown as to why, but I do remember it, and I can kind of show you in a little bit. But one of the main things they talked about is they like the shape of the scoop here, and they like the color variations. So people like having options. If you don't have options, people will always go to something that has options. That's not to say that if you don't have color options, you're not going to succeed. but you want to make sure that if you can, with a low ticket item, again, these guys are running the gamut on so many color options. I'm assuming the black outperforms the pink, for example, but it's just bringing a lot more attention to the actual product. So that one did really, really well. So when should you test? ABT, Lizette, always be testing. You have to always test. The time is now. So before, during, and after. So before is when sourcing the product and when validating the product. So what do I mean by that? So if you were going to go out there, Lizette, and you said, hey, I want to do ice cream scoops. Well, let's put it in front of PickFood panelists and see, is this viable? Is this, you can even ask certain questions like, would you pay $8 for this? Would you pay $10 for this? You can get in front of the right demographic to see. And if there's issues with it, they'll let you know. So for example, we ran one previously that showed a mechanism for the ice cream scoop, right? And people thought it was detachable, but it wasn't detachable. So those are issues that you want to run into and mitigate before you invest thousands of dollars in the product, because after you invested, it's too late. You can't spin it at that point. There's only so much you can do. So during, for testing, improving CTR. So now you've validated the product that's a good product in the market. You want to make sure your main hero image is the best image out there versus your competition. It's important to know who your competition is, right? So you're testing to see who the competition is. You're understanding who the competition now is. And now you're targeting against your competition. Is mine better than this one? And then the PickFood panelists are going to tell you, I like this one because, and then you're going to take all that information. You're going to iterate a new main hero image to address all of their concerns to make them happy. That's how you're doing really well against that. And then after is when you're deciding to sunset a product. Have you ever heard that phrase, sunsetting a product?
Actually, to be honest, I don't think so. So you feel free, because we have international audience watching us from US and from Europe and from rest of the world. So educate us. What does it mean?
Yeah, totally. So sunsetting a product means, like, just like it says, when the sun sets, it's over. So when you sunset a product, it means you're end of life the product. So you're testing to see if the product is still viable and it's still worth the price or still worth the features compared to what's new in the market. So before you restock for the next 20-foot container, are people still interested in this product versus the competitor? If not, don't make that investment toward that product. Go to the next iteration of it. So it's super important to keep on testing and seeing, especially if you're noticing a shift change in the market. So let's say ice cream scoops all of a sudden had, I don't know, a thumb grip on the back and yours doesn't. Well, then you're going to say, hey, would you rather buy this or this now that the competitor came in the space? And if everyone's gravitating to the one with a thumbprint in the back, you don't want to spend another $30,000 or $40,000 on a container of ones that aren't up to date. You'd rather spend that inventory on the next iteration of it. And, when deciding when to reinvest in the product. So again, before you invest, you have to test. I think we're going to put that on a shirt. So how can I do all this? It's simple. It's simple. PickFood, baby. So I gave you a screenshot here of a basic PickFood poll. So if shopping on Amazon, which product would you rather buy? You're going to put the products in here. You could do head-to-head. Head-to-head is this or that, A or B. You could do ranked. You could do multiple different images over there and explain, okay, I like this one, number 1, this one, number 2, this one, number 3, and get a temperature gauge. So the reason why ranked is good is because you're doing that against competition. And then once you've iterated, this is the best image, now take that image and do different versions of your own image, and then let the PickFood panelists and the data tell you exactly what the best one is. Open-ended is pretty cool because what you can do is you could say, take a look at this and let me know what you think. And they're just going to give you massive feedback on that without actually having to click on anything. Star rating is cool. Click test is a good one. I know we're talking about main hero image, but click test is super important for A+ content. Have you dabbled into premium A+ content at all with anybody or no?
You mean on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, like have you guys spoke to anyone about like premium A+ content?
We have, but I think like still we are having more content over the regular A+ content still, because I think it's kind of not too many people, like everybody say like switch over, but there are not too many, how can I say, case studies or really like showcases of the premium A+ content yet.
Perfect. So I ask you this, when you're shopping on Amazon, Do you scroll down to the A plus content? And if the A plus content has a video inside of it and or a carousel, do you click on the video and do you click on the carousel as a shopper, or do you not click on that? You personally.
I would do it, or I'm doing it when I'm shopping, yeah. Because, I mean, everything that is kind of easy for me to see and click around and get the information faster than just reading through a bunch of text, I'm in for it.
Yeah. So I ran click tests, which is like heat map test, which I'll show you in a little bit. So it shows I've ran premium A plus content, and I told the PickFood panelists, click where you would click to get more information on this product page. 85% of the people clicked above the fold. So not even getting into the A plus content. The rest of the people that clicked on it didn't click on the play button or the carousel. So this is good information to have when you're deciding on if you want to go for premium A plus or keep with standard A plus, right? Because it's a big investment and you want to make sure that your conversion isn't affected. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to show you how you could take, and I'm going to pick a commoditized item, which is super hard to do in the space. If you have something that's very unique and differentiating, then you're going to have an easier time. But I want to show you that you're able to even do this on something that is commoditized and give the best foot forward. But yeah, Lizette, give me a random kitchen gadget product. I'll let you, you're the host, I'll let you pick, and then we're gonna run the gamut of fixing the image.
Cheese grater.
Cheese grater. All right, beautiful. Cheese grater.
I just tried to think like what I'm using in my kitchen. I actually don't own a lot of different gadgets and widgets, but this is something I use to eat my pasta.
Okay. All right. Do you do have you ever had zoodles?
No, never.
It's a noodle, but it's a zucchini.
I have heard about it, and apparently it's good as well, right?
Wow, jury's still out on that. I don't know about that, but it is definitely something, right? So let's pick a cheese grater here. Here we have a basic cheese grater like this. So let's go to Amazon and let's take a look at cheese graters. So you're going to see, again, remember we had the little tag over here, people doing that, little measuring cup over here, fruits and vegetables back here. I don't know why someone would grate a vegetable, but okay. And then you're going to have the tag over here as well. So let's do this. Let's pick this guy right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this one here, and let me grab this image, save that bad boy, and then we're going to go here. Let's take this image, save that bad boy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to PickFood, because now we're in the iteration process, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, all right, let's go to our templates for e-commerce templates, main image optimization. But let's do one even better. Let's talk about the product competition test, right? So this is going to be 50 plus Prime members or Prime subscribers. Learn why they prefer your product or your competitions. So we're going to use this template. And there's so many templates in the PickFood category, PickFood stuff. So we're going to go with two options. Okay, we're going to go to upload image. So I'm going to upload mine first, because Lizette, we're getting into the cheese grater business, me and you. And then we're going to upload the competition. And you're going to see, I can drill down. This is a pre-made template, so it's stuck at 50 people right now. But if you do it from scratch in a poll builder, you could do as low as 15 people. So if you're polling a lot and iterating a lot, you don't have to always spend so much. But even at $119, it's a fraction of the price you would pay if you did in-person focus groups that are thousands of dollars, right? So we're able to target Prime subscribers and a target trait. So there's a laundry list of traits that we can go into. So I could do age range, gender, I could do favorite stores, frequently purchased. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for kitchen. No, I'm going to say cooking. Say cooking. So hobbies and interests. we could say cooking. Now, I'm not going to select cooking now, just going to take a little bit longer because we're segmenting the market, the demographic a little bit more. But just understand you can segment it for hobbies and interests. So you may want to target people that are cooking. You may want to target, if you want to target women over men. There's so many, I think it's like 90 plus different traits that you can target. I don't know, bleach blonde hair. We could do that too, apparently, if someone has bleach blonde hair and you want a cheese grade. But we'll keep it like this. Check out here. Literally in under 60 seconds, I'm able to get this poll up and rocking and rolling. And like, hey. That's it. We're done. And then now I'm going to go to the poll page. And now while this is running and it's collecting data, what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Canva and I'm going to make an iteration of what I think are better versions, right? So let's go here. I'm going to go and I'm going to upload a file. I'll upload my cheese grater. Here, pull this in here, get rid of that. And then we're going to go to edit photo. Lizette, are you a big Canva user or no?
Not a big user, but sometimes when I need to do some things a bit quicker or just illustrate the idea, then I think it's a good tool to use. I also mostly use it for personal use when I need to quickly make some birthday cards.
Nice.
Because as you're showing right now on the screen, I love the fact that you can have some base image, for example, and then just quickly add either some illustrations or additional elements or just mix and match different photos. So as exactly, basically it took you a few seconds only to find like a cheese, cheese that would fit in the photo.
Exactly, right? So what I want to do is put the cheese behind over here to show a little bit of a wedge of cheese. And then I could say grated cheese.
To be honest, I wanted to be honest, when you were opening up the results from Amazon, I was also a bit confused to see the one with the vegetables because I don't know, I have never used it as cheese grater for that purposes. So it was a bit like confusing, I would say. If you only would have cheese and grated cheese, I think, well, that's my opinion, but
no, that's a great opinion.
But perhaps they should test it.
They should test it. That's right. So something like this. So you could do two different ways. From my experience, you can have it like this to show cheese and show the cheese grating, right? Or you can have it where the cheese is in front of it. But I'm not a big fan of blocking the product per se. So I would rather it be like this. And then what you can do is, since we have the competitor have a little tag over here, I'm interested in seeing that. I already know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to prefer this one. It's not too much apples to apples because they're going to like that the rubber pieces are here and then it comes in other colors. So we're a little bit behind the ball, but then also we have more lines on this side and they don't for slicing, which could be in our favor. But we're going to see. So I can go over here to Canva and I can type in label tag. And whenever you're in Canva and you do these kind of elements, by the way, it's just a side note, so we're talking about Amazon Image CTR. You never want to do a graphic one like this. You want to make it a photo one like this. There's a big difference because this looks more realistic versus fake. And Amazon's bots, they understand that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, something like this that's commoditized, that's utilitarian, Lizette, like if you were to get a cheese grater and you didn't get this tag with it when you opened it, are you really going to care?
No, not really. I probably even don't remember if it was there.
Exactly, right? So these are the things that you want to do. So there's a couple other things you want to do too. So let me show you this. So if I take this, make it look a little bit more natural, like it's wrapped around, what I can do is, let me make two versions of this. So I'll make one as is, one with a label. And then what we can do is you want to put a value prop on the tag. So the value prop with these guys is colors, right? So they're saying available in more colors. So we don't have more colors, Lizette. We only bought the stainless steel one. So we're a little bit behind the ball on colors. So what we want to talk about is the value of the product. So we can say something like, let's see here. Let's do this. We'll say 100% stainless steel cheese grater. I know that looks crazy right now, but bear with me. Stay with me on this journey. So what you want to do is you want to bring it down so it fits on the label. You can go in a little bit tighter if you need to, but what you want to do is fix the spacing and fix the, let me see this here. So we want to fix the spacing on this, the line spacing, so it's more tight. And then also any sort of letter spacing as well here, but you want to keep it very readable. So 100%, you could also make this larger. Actually, I don't think I like 100%. So let's take that out. So I want to see cheese grater larger. So we'll do this. I'll make stainless steel smaller. I want it to be known that it's a cheese grater, even though it's obvious that it's a cheese grater, right? So I pull back over here. It's saying stainless steel cheese grater. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to make, now that I have the sizing where I want it to be, I'm going to make it like this. I have OCD a little bit. I'm going to turn it like this. And then a little pro tip was that as is kind of what I want to do, but it looks a little bit too post-edited still. So what you do is you go here and you go to transparency and you drill down the transparency, not all the way down, but you see the difference between 100 and 70. So it looks like it's actually on there, which is something you'd want to do. So we'll do another iteration of this, right? So I'll duplicate this one. So we have right now, we have cheese, Elan, cheese with tag, and then we have cheese, no tag, but let's say we put a box, right? So let's say a white box. Let's go here. And okay, that's great. Remove background, super easy. Bring things in tight over here. Now remember, this is a commoditized utilitarian kind of product, so no one's really going to care about the packaging. So what you can do is you can take the product here, toss the packaging behind it. Actually, I want to throw it behind everything, backwards like that. And then you want to go and here to the text, you'd want to put stainless steel cheese grater, right? And we want the stainless steel to be not so big. We want the cheese grater on one line, like that. We want to bring in the line spacing so it looks a little bit more natural. Put it over here like this. And then, Lizette, what you're going to do is you're going to go here. And I know this looks a little bit weird, but stay with me. You're going to take this and toss it behind. So now it's back there. And then what you can do is do like an icon of a cheese grater. So go to graphic, cheese grater. And you could do something stylized like, let's go with this, for example, right? Because that's on par with branding and what we're looking at. And then make sure it's not overlapping, going over here. So now we have some three options, right? We have the product itself, which is way better with just the cheese. We have the cheese with the tag over here. And then we have the cheese with the actual packaging. So let's go back to our poll over here. So let's load the responses. I knew that. I knew it was going to happen, right? I knew it. So if I was going to invest in this product, I would have wanted to go with an iteration that at least has the plastic handles. But let's take a look. Let's see. It looks higher quality, more colors. Design is higher quality. I like the handle. It looks comfier. It looks like it has a better grip. I like the rubber edging for stabilization. So if we were going to get into the cheese grater business, Lizette, I don't think we would want to go with this one. I think we'd want to go for an iteration of something like this. A lot of people are talking about the handle, and the great thing with PickFu is you can see who it is, right? So if I hover over, This is telling me it's 25 to 34, female with a bachelor's degree, white race, 0 kids, she rents, cat owner. So you get a lot of information of who your ICP is and who your demographic and avatar is. So a lot of people are mentioning the ergonomic, comfort of the handle, all this kind of good stuff. So right away, I know no matter what I do to this image, it's not really going to beat this because it's not about the cheese grating, it's more about the handle itself, right? So now we know that we would want to not source this product. But let's say we source this product. We want to put out a better version of this. Let's do a poll for this. So we're going to go here. I'm going to design my own poll. I'm going to freestyle it a little bit, right? So I'm going to add an option here. So let me download my images from Canva. So download all pages, PNG, perfect.
And while you're done, Oleg, I just wanted to say, to highlight to everyone that John is really actually doing everything in real time. So the poll you were doing before, I'm amazed how fast you were able to get the responses in. So it's literally like, I don't know how many minutes you were working on the main images now because I'm kind of, I've lost with the time. But I mean, it's super fast to get the feedback from your target audience. And I think it's amazing how much money sellers can save or earn more by doing some A/B testing, either with the competitors or with their own, let's say, main image versions like you're showing us right now.
Yeah, so that's a good example of what I showed you. I think that was less than 8 minutes, to be honest. We always say, like, depending on the poll, 15 minutes or less. But if you're running larger polls with more, well-defined targets, it's going to be a lot longer. Not a lot longer, but longer. But typically 15 minutes or less, you're going to be able to get some traction and some feedback on this. So that was a good example about pre-launch. Maybe we wouldn't want to go with that, right? But let's say we've already launched this and we're already selling this. So I could say, if you're on shopping on Amazon, which would you rather buy? It's already pre-populated in there, right? So this is ranked. So they're going to rank 1, 2, or 3 for these. And you could dial out. So we say 15 people, 30 people, 50 people. And you can see cost right now, $58 for 50 people. If I do 500, it's a little bit more expensive. Still way cheaper than in-person focus groups, which are thousands of dollars, but you don't need to do 500 people. For this one, we're going to do 30, right? We're going to not do so much for 50, but then we're not going to do a random audience. We're going to do a targeted audience. So I only want to talk to people that are Amazon Prime members, right? And then for example, we'll keep it like that. But just understand you can drill down even further. So if we're looking at pet owner, if they have kids, video game players, preferred book format, Amazon store card owner, points user, Lizette, like you could drill down to everything. It's crazy. Like beer consumption, preferred decor style, really, really, really target your ICP very, very directly. So I only picked one of the 4. That's fine. And now you're also going to be getting free, no additional cost. Was the age, the gender identity, the annual income, all good information for you to have. So let's run this. Liz, and I don't know if you know this, this actually comes out of my own pocket, all of these polls. So I'm just kidding. I don't.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask, like, wow, thank you. But I would assume you can test around and showcase it all.
Yeah, definitely. This is a pick food thing for sure. So right now it's collecting the data. So we're looking right now, if you were shopping on Amazon, now this is not pre-launch. This is kind of in the middle of the launch as we're actually actively selling the product. And let's say you and I, Lizette, we already have 2,000 pieces of this cheese grater already in our warehouse, right? We want to make sure which image is going to be the best one. Is it going to be the image with the cheese by itself, image with the cheese with the tag, or the image with the cheese and the packaging in the back? The reason why I didn't put the cheese grater by itself in this poll is because whenever you add something, it's always going to be better than nothing, right? So it's not even worth testing nothing versus something. I'd rather test different versions of something. So I could already kind of put on my magic, crystal ball hat, and I could say, that people are going to go towards probably this one here because they're going to be it's easily readable that it's a cheese grater, even though it's clear that it is. And some people might not like the packaging because it's blocked, but I did that to make it look a little bit more organic. This is probably not going to get as much because, again, this has more and this has less as far as features and of what's in the photo. So you can see right now, as we're talking, I literally launched, I looked at the clock 60 seconds ago. We're collecting the data, 13 respondents already answering. So it's real-time stuff. Remember, we're doing 30 people. This is real-time stuff, so you don't have to wait, right? I'm going to show you a cool feature, too, when it actually loads, because there's an AI summary and a really cool feature that I didn't know about until like last week, AI highlights. So once it gathers all the data, you can ask it in natural language questions about the poll, right? So you can say, I'll show you this when it generates, but how many people like the tag? Or what was the most common thing that people said about the box? So you can ask it in natural language after the poll's done for the AI to aggregate all that data for you. So you don't have to sit there and look through everything. So we got our first response in right now. Okay. Oh, see, this is why we pick food things, because I didn't know this wouldn't get anything so far. So we come down here and let's take a look at some responses. They liked A. It's clear from the photo this is cheese grater. No extra labels or illustrations would convince me that these options are a better product. I think it's obvious that this is from what this is from graphical elements alone. C, where it's awkwardly underneath the product. See, they didn't like that it was behind the product over there, which I kind of knew. The grader B is nicest looking presentation with the tag. Simple readable tag is nice. I don't like how text is obscured in option C.
Exactly what you thought, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I told you, I'm a mind reader. If you want the lottery numbers that are coming out, please let me know after the call. Happy to give them to you. So here we go. Like, this is, again, people are going over here because they understand. We picked a product that people understand. They don't need to know, but they like seeing the cheese here. Now, I could go and pick Foo this alone versus this with the cheese. That's not even worth your time because people are automatically going to like that one with the cheese versus no cheese. So what we're trying to accomplish here is it worth doing these extra graphics? Are they going to be of benefit, or is it going to hurt our overall CTR and potentially the conversion? So coming down here, it's more simple, and you can see the age range and the demographic over here. And maybe you wanted to drill down to just females, maybe millennial females. Maybe that's your ICP in your avatar. And we don't want to talk to guys. Guys don't know how to cook. We stay out of the kitchen. So maybe we would focus on that for the next run. So you don't need a tag that states a cheese grater. People are searching for that, so they buy it already. I don't need an extra label in the image to know what the product is, right? So people are adamant with this kind of stuff that they don't need more information, that they would rather go with something like this.
Very cool. Yeah. Great to see not just the votes, but actually like the reasoning behind it as well, because I think that helps sellers to make like further decisions, like, how to optimize the main image. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we got some more responses coming in. We're at 20 of 30. We got 10 more coming in, but this is 10 to 7. I mean, clearly the box was a non-starter for us at all, was that? So, 10 to 7, looks like we're picking up over here. Option C feels too busy. I like option A because the tag on the product is cute and traditional looking. I think they referenced the wrong thing, but they picked B. That's good. I like this option because the additional tag and the feel like the option is not too overwhelmed with background imagery like C has. I chose this because the display is more clear and better quality of build. I mean, that's a little.
I think the tag actually helps to give it somehow, like for me, if I compare A to B, I think the tag gives some kind of more professionalism to the main image. I kind of feel more branded, although there is like no brand elements whatsoever. But what I wanted to say about option C is that I'm actually so happy you didn't do like a full photo shoot with the product package and the grader and invest a lot of money to do it, because obviously people are not liking it.
And that's the thing. You want to test before you invest, right? Because if you want to do a photo shoot, if this is just a pure mock-up, and before you do the photo shoot, you don't want to do it and then spend thousands of dollars on it, and then you come over to PickFu and it fails, right? Or even worse, you just go live on Amazon and you're getting no sales. So this one says Grader C looks better in terms of display. The image shows a product is made from stainless steel, which is very quality and easy to maintain. Okay, so someone likes how it says stainless steel, but they didn't really notice stainless steel here. So you brought up a good thing too, that branding. So we didn't have a brand, Lizette, for me and you. We just went no brand over here. But if you have a brand, it's important to put on the tag your branding, whether that's your logo, your phrase, anything like that, because branding, especially on commoditized products, is huge, because otherwise, how are you differentiating yourself from all the other competition that's out there? So let me see if I can click on demographic reports. So yeah, as it's coming in, we can see the demographic reports. So for A, B, and C here, we're able to see, okay, how many people are actually 25 to 34? So we got the most respondents of 25 to 34. So if that's not my ICP and avatar, then maybe I'd want to run another poll and make sure I target specifically maybe older people like me. I'm very old. Amazon Prime member, yes, we already said that that's a requirement. So bachelor's degree, education, gender identity. So we're actually getting more males than females because we didn't specify that. So perhaps that's skewing it a little bit, right? Because if we want to focus on our avatar being the mom, the wife, cooking in the house and stuff like that, we don't want guys' opinions, right? Like Beyonce say, it'll run the world, girls, right? So maybe we want to talk about just the women for something like that. But it really all depends on what your avatar is and who your ICP is, because the data is here. It's all about how you configure it. So let me go over here and show you this. So AI highlights. Yeah, it has to be completed for me to run the AI highlights because it's still gathering data. But let's go over here. We got 1. Okay, so we have 5 to 7 to 11. So it's heating up a little bit. Like people, it's picking up for option C. Option C, they're saying, I like it because it mentions it's stainless steel. But the funny thing is this says stainless steel too, but it's not as large. So this gives you some more additional context about, okay, people aren't reading where it says stainless steel. So maybe we should omit that, or maybe we should put some other value prop that's there because they see stainless steel very clearly over here, even though it is blocked. So what do you think? What do you think, Liz? We ran through our cheese grater thing so far. What are your thoughts?
I think first of all, I think A/B testing is awesome in all of the different phases you mentioned, like when you're sourcing, when you have already launched and you want to kind of fine tune your click-through rate and just get more clicks. Because, I think coming back to the sentence you said in the very beginning of your presentation today, you can have like an awesome product page with fancy listing images and A+ content, maybe premium A+ content, etc. But if you're not getting the click, then people will simply not see it. And in terms of these 3 main images, probably what I would do is I would try to go with option B, but instead of writing cheese grater in a large font, maybe I would just put like stainless steel, because it seems based on the feedback I read from the answers, they know what it is, but perhaps they want to know the material better. So one option to test.
So that's the exact. So look, we're about to get beat. B is about to get beat by C. Came out of nowhere. Right? Knowing it's actual stainless steel makes all the difference. Choice C for sure. Stainless steel. So now what I would do is I would go back, right? I'll wait for it to be done, but I would go back and I would take the data, right? And I would say, okay, another iteration, more iteration time. That they already know it's a cheese grater. They don't want to see that it's a cheese grater on the label, but they like that it's stainless steel. So then I could remove small stainless steel and replace large cheese grater with large stainless steel, because now that's marrying both things together, because people don't care that saying it's a cheese grater, but they do care about saying stainless steel. So again, this is, and if you would have went live on Amazon with this, if you would have went to like a Fiverr or VA or even an agency, right? Or even if you did it on Canva yourself. On Canva yourself, it's not that bad. But if you're paying an agency to do this for you and, you run out with it, not only are you losing money in the sales that you're not getting, you're losing money by spending money with an agency that's not putting out the product that's actually going to convert and perform. So agencies, if you're out there, you want to show the PickFu to your clients, right? So I always say to, the team here at PickFu, there's a thing in the States called Carfax. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but it's like for cars where you show them the data on the car, basically the history of the car. They say, show me the Carfax. So I'm going to be out there telling people, hey, you know, tell your agency, show me the PickFu, show me the data behind the decisions that you're making for my creatives, because one bad hero image can tank Amazon sales for you. Because like I said, you could have the best hero image possible. I'm sorry, you could have the best product possible, the best product display page, best A+ content. But if you're not getting the clicks, no one's ever going to see it.
And I think that's a wonderful thoughts. To wrap up today's session, I must say it was very engaging. A lot of cool information about how to optimize main image click-through rate and kind of how to play around and what options there are, including using PickFu. And if you're interested in testing out PickFu for your own products, then click on the link in the video description below. But John, can you also just summarize once more what are the main benefits of PickFu for any Amazon seller out there, and what's the best way to learn more about you?
Yeah, totally. So PickFu is going to be with you for your whole journey on Amazon, whether we're testing the main hero image, the image stack, the A+ content, your brand story module, if it's a good concept, if it's a viable concept to go with, you versus your competition, you on the SERP, anything you could think about questioning on Amazon, you could PickFu it. So we have a range of different polls, as little as $15, upwards of, if you're more enterprise, couple $100, but still much, much cheaper than traditional in-house, in-person focus groups that are thousands of dollars and take weeks and weeks and weeks to get the data back to you. You get instant, real-time data to make those pivotal decisions, because Amazon sellers don't have weeks and weeks and weeks. They have thousands of dollars to spend if they're trying to make a buck on Amazon, right? So it's about, you know, consumer-friendly, price-efficient, enterprise-level data now. To find more, to go to pickfu.com. Happy to engage with anyone there. You can email me, aspinall@pickfu.com. I normally get John at whatever, but fortunately, John is one of the co-founders of PickFu, so he's got that email address. So I'm just aspinall@pickfu.com. You can follow us on LinkedIn, the profile on LinkedIn for PickFu. You can follow my personal profile. I talk tons about this kind of stuff. I'm also doing coaching calls as well. So if you need any sort of coaching calls about merchandising, consulting, product viability, and a really cool thing we're doing right now at PickFu, hasn't been launched just yet, Lizette. So it's gonna probably launch in a couple days. So, you know, by the time this goes live or out there, it'll be there. But we're doing done for you from PickFu, meaning you can come to us, and instead of having to, get someone to do the image for you, get a graphic designer, run it through Fiverr, run it through a VA, you can come to us and we will build you the best main hero image with multiple PickFu polls and tested. So this way, when we return the image to you, it's been tried and true and tested based on the PickFu data. So we're doing that for PickFu hero images, Amazon hero images, Amazon image stacks, and even Amazon A+ content. So PickFu is evolving from, just a tool to also helping people get that actual end result, the end asset creative that's been tested with data-driven results.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing in advance. Yeah, by the time the video is live, probably this service has already launched. So I wish you all the best. And also for the sellers, amazing opportunity to get such a service. So again, if you want to check out PickFu, click on the link in the video description below. Again, a reminder, if you have any questions about click-through rate or main images or A/B testing in general, leave your comments as well under the video, and John is more than happy to come back to the video and answer your questions as well. So John, it was great to have you. I think you made a wonderful session as your first session on our channel representing PickFu. So thank you for that. And I hope to see you soon again on our channel.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I guess we're not getting in the cheese grater business, me and you.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't think it will work out. But maybe next time we're going to have a better idea and we can do this.
We'll do another product next time. Yeah.
I do hope this video will help you actually to boost your click-through rates significantly by using PickFu, and now you know how to A/B test your main image. If you want to try PickFu, you'll find the link below in the description. And if you have additional questions about what was presented in this video, don't hesitate to leave your comment below in the comments sections. And now I would like to invite you to check other video on our channel where you will learn how you can run A/B tests for your and for your competitor listings.